There are 197 countries in the world on the globe in in the world. Most are pretty well known. They come up when you ask someone, "Oh, name a country." You get your USA's, your fucking France's, the UK, Russia, Japan even. But like, what's the last country you think of when asked to name a country? You know, like Angola, Equatorial Guinea, Lesotho, Belgium. It's crazy to think that these places just exist and have a history and have people that live there and die there and literally no one cares about them. You can go right there now and and do things if you wanted to. I guess I don't know. But that's what I wanted to talk about today in this here video. Countries that no one talks about or knows about, despite existing and having their own governments and crises and other important shit. So I'll start it off with the least talked about South American country ever, Suriname. Okay, well I'm reading the script right now, and I don't know anything about Suriname, so I'm gonna go research it. Okay, I'm back. I researched it. I'm basically the human who knows most about it on Earth now, so I'll teach my findings to you. Its capital is Paramaribo, which is a fucking awesome name. It is also the smallest country in South Africa, both population and land-wise. It's also apparently the most forested country in the world. Going off total territory, it is 93% rainforested. Which is like, dude, if you were asked to name the most forested country in the world, you would probably say like Russia, Poland, Canada, Brazil, if you're talking about rainforests. But no, it's fucking Suriname. Great for them, but like they kind of won on a technicality, being small as shit. Anyways, they speak Dutch and are referred to as the land of wooden cathedrals, which is probably the least impressive thing for a country to be known as. I feel like wood is probably the easiest and cheapest thing to build cathedrals out of, next to like dirt or stone. So I don't know if that's a moniker that Suriname should take in stride. Another name for it is Dutch Guyana, which is just so much funnier. French Guyana isn't even a country and no one likes it either, so being Dutch Guyana has got to be 10 times more embarrassing. Also, what is Guyana? Is it like a default name or something, like how tuna is called chicken of the sea? Why do French Guyana and Dutch Guyana exist if they have nothing to do with regular Guyana? Which was at one point called British Guyana according to my shoddy research, making me even more confused than I was. I don't fucking know. If someone wants to answer in the comments, go fucking ahead. But that's it for Suriname, because I'm getting way off track. The next country I want to talk about was chosen from a grab bag of small African countries that are all equally not talked about. I landed on the Ivory Coast, or Côte d'Ivoire if you're stupid. It's best known for its flag being Ireland's flag flipped around. Its capital also has a badass name, being Yamoussoukro. What's interesting about the Ivory Coast is that it doesn't really have a name at all. Apparently when the Portuguese were doing shit in Africa, they divided the little bump part into 4 coasts based on the shit they could trade from there. They had the pepper/grain coast, which is now Liberia, the gold coast, which is Ghana, the slave coast, which is Togo, Benin, and Nigeria, and the Ivory Coast, which is, well, take a while to fucking guess. It just never got another name besides that for some reason, which caused a lot of issues later in its life. The official name they adopted is the French version, Côte d'Ivoire, but people basically just still call it the Ivory Coast in their native language. Some other facts: it has the world's biggest church, which I always thought was the Angkor Wat in Cambodia, according to Civ 6, but I guess fucking not. It is also sometimes referred to as the Coast of Teeth, still referring to ivory tusks, but it's kind of badass in its own right. Next up, I want to do one of those fuck-ass islands everyone guesses last in the Jetpunk Name Every Country quizzes. I chose St. Kitts and Nevis because, well, it sounded the least interesting out of all of them, to be honest. To prove my point, do you, the viewer, even know where these islands are? Well, they're in the Caribbean, apparently. I always thought they were like underneath Australia or India or some shit, I don't fucking know. Anyways, Alexander Hamilton was born here, as well as a guy named Shawib Ahmed Saiki, also known as SAS, which Wikipedia lists him as a businessman and convicted felon. Yeah, he ran his claim to fame is running a website where people could buy fake diplomas. These two people are the legacy of St. Kitts and Nevis. They were also originally named St. Christopher and Nevis, after Christopher Columbus, the first white guy to see them, but not like actually step foot in them. He just kind of sailed by and landed in the Bahamas. The name was only changed fucking 40 years ago. Okay, I wasn't gonna do this last one because it just bordered on the line of obscure and obscure. I don't know the opposite of obscure. Anyways, do you know what this country is named? What if I put the name up on screen? Would you know then? Well, what if I told you the canonical name for this country is Gilbert?
I've spent the last 20 minutes fucking the shit out of this burger.
That's right, this country's name is just how you spell Gilbert in its native tongue, which I could not make this shit up if I tried, is Gilbertese. It's pronounced Kiribati, which sounds like if you try to say Gilbert with a Japanese accent, but it just means Gilbert. This country is known for a whole slew of bullshit that only a country named Gilbert could accrue. First of all, it has land in all 4 hemispheres somehow, so its time zones are all fucked up. Its nearest major trade partner, Australia, goes to bed around the time it wakes up, so they had to invent a new time zone just so they wouldn't go broke. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. Other than that, the Gilbertese were fucking trolling with the names of their cities. You know, like London, Paris, Poland, Banana, and Christmas. Because TI makes the S sound. Okay, no, but that's it for this video. Like, subscribe, and make up a fun story about your totally from an obscure country, and I'll pretend to believe it.